Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Paperweight Entertainment Podcast, your home for all things Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and so much more. Join Derek and Ian as they tell tales to astonish along this journey into mystery. Grab some snacks and settle in because Paperweight Entertainment starts now. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Paperweight Entertainment Podcast. I'm your co-host, Derek Hoskins. I apologize for my voice, not for any reason. I'm just sorry. No, I'm dealing with COVID this week. It has really taken it out of me, but I refused to deprive our listener of a podcast this week. So
we know you're listening.
And with that lovely voice
we have out there.
That lovely voice you heard is, of course, my co-host, the Glue, Mr. Ian Torrance. Ian, how are you doing tonight, buddy?
I am doing better than your internet, Derek.
I know. I apologize. If it's cutting in and out, we're doing my best. I'm doing my best. We're doing my best. I'm doing my best.
We are doing his best. We are doing his very best. Derek, like you said, is coming off COVID. His internet still has COVID, apparently. So, Derek, why don't you sit back and relax a little bit and let Daddy take care of you tonight?
Let me
come in. Let me nurse you back to health. Let me sneak into the bedroom with that heated blanket. Let me lay it over your big, beautiful, furry body, because I know you got some chest hair under that shirt of yours. I'll nuzzle you up real nice. Put the thermometer in, dealer's choice, wherever I feel like you got the most fever. Okay, I'll tuck you in. I'll make you a nice little cup of hot tea, little honey on the side. I don't know why it's on the side, but I'll slip a lozenge down your gullet, and serenade you with the sweet sounds of my voice, because tonight is a special night. Tonight is like any other night, except for just a little twist. I'm going to grab it and twist it, because tonight we are doing something we haven't done before. We're doing something we haven't done before. Maybe we're doing something we haven't did before.
It doesn't matter. No, I'm pretty sure haven't done before is the correct. I think did before is wrong.
We're doing something we hadn't done before. Or we haven't done
have
before.
Not. Let's just cut out all the consonants. Let's just cut out all the contractions. We're going to do something not done before.
That has not been done on this show before, and we are actually going to do a pre-review on a video game by the name of Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, Murder the Justice League. And the reason we're doing this is because Derek doesn't play video games very often, as he should.
Not for lack of wanting to. I just don't have the time.
So I have every intention on playing this game. So my thing is, I figured we'd do a little pre-review, talk about the game a little bit. I'm not going to say too much and I'm going to get into why here in a second. I'm not going to tell you right now, but we're going to do a little preview of the game and what we've heard and what we know so far without spoilers. And then I am going to come back after I beat the game, and I'm going to do my review and give you my opinion. So be looking for that episode so you know if you want to skip it or not. With that being said, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. This show is coming out February the 2nd, which is the same day as the official release date of Kill the Justice League. Now, Derek, I don't know if you knew this, but there is an official deluxe early access that was released on January 29th. Were you aware of this?
I knew that there was a release early because I've seen a lot of people playing on like TikTok Live and things like that. So I know that there has been early access. But before we get into that, I do have to say one thing. I know that you probably think because of the beard, I'm really hairy everywhere. Shaved.
Come on. No. Okay. Well, shaved is different. Okay.
No, man. It's other guys.
Like a Kindle.
It's from the other guys.
It's funny you mentioned other guys, because if I did this solo, my intro was gonna be Derek, let me fly solo tonight because I told him I'm a peacock and you gotta let me fly. That was gonna be my intro.
Peacocks don't fly, Terry. They just don't.
They just don't.
But yeah, so to answer your question, yeah, I did know that they had an early release. And I knew that there was with that early release, there were a lot of issues, a lot of people complaining. But that's all I really knew about this early release is that there was a very special VIP thing that you had to pay extra for, or maybe they just gave it to some streamers. I don't know. I'll let you talk
Yeah.
about that. But I did know that it was at least coming out earlier than the official release date.
Are you done?
I'm done.
I'm just kidding. Let me give you a little quick synopsis on the game. The game is set in open world Metropolis. Okay, so it's said to be a follow up to Arkham Knight. The characters include these are playable characters: King Shark, Captain Boomerang, Deadshot, Harley Quinn. Okay, now you can play individual or you can play co-op. I don't know if it's drop-in co-op. I just know there's co-op. So early access was on the 29th, and I know before I get into that, I do know that you could switch in between characters at will, which I think is pretty cool.
Hmm.
And each character has a two-weapon preset that you could choose from. There is a fully customizable, as there are in most Arkham games, where you can, build up your skill set and everything. Each character has its own way of travel. Like Harley Quinn uses the Batman grappling hook. So I'm interested to see how she gets her hand on one of those. Now, the meat and potatoes of this conversation. As Derek brought up, a lot of people had some early access, and a lot of people are liking it. They are. And a lot of people are not. Now, the people that aren't liking it are honestly, from what I've read, the reviewers. And by that, I mean like your IGNs and Game Radar and places like that. The user reviews have been fair to middling for what they've played of the game so far. I don't look too much into it because I didn't want to get any spoilers. I do know that, and I don't know if you've come across this because you had to have if you're on Facebook at all. IGN, for some reason, has this nasty habit of taking a brand new video game and posting a video of the end of the fucking game for some reason on Facebook and putting something in the caption that makes you like want to click on it, but it also gives away a lot.
Hmm.
And the problem with this is many things. The first issue I have with this problem is the fact that you don't have an option when you're scrolling through if you stop on this and you're like, oh, this may be game footage. Well, it is, but it's very much a spoiler. And I'm not going to
Hmm.
say what the video is. If you've seen it, I'm sorry. If you haven't, keep scrolling, kings and queens. So, have you seen it?
I've seen two pretty major spoilers. I'm guessing the one since
Okay.
you're bringing it up. I'm guessing I know which one it is that you're talking about. But yeah, I've seen two pretty major spoilers, and then some small little things that don't look like they're plot details so much as just like, oh, that probably would have been cool if I was playing the game to see it in game.
One was pretty huge. It's something I figured would have happened anyway, but still, I don't want to see it now. Now, I don't know if you know this, but this directly ties into the Arkham games. I didn't know that until today when I read this.
Yeah, I
From what I
didn't know that
read,
either.
hopefully, there's more to it than that because from what I read, this takes place 5 years after Arkham Knight. Did you ever beat Arkham Knight?
I had a problem with Arkham Knight's like mechanics. I didn't care for the when I started playing Arkham Knight and I really didn't care for the Batmobile mechanics, and it kind of turned me off from the game because that was something that you have pretty early on in the game, and it was one of those things where I was more frustrated with it than having fun, and I was like, I'll come back to it. I'll come back to it, and then I've come back to it a couple of times and just never finished it.
And I 100% agree with that. I thought the Batmobile was overused in Arkham
Mm-hmm.
Knight. I thought it was really cool to do for a few missions, and I thought it was cool to add the Batmobile. I also didn't feel like it was too necessary because we played through two full games without it,
Mm-hmm.
and again, didn't really think it was necessary. And then if you count Arkham Origins, three full games. I just didn't think it was necessary to incorporate it that much. You've
Well, it's
heard the
especially when
terminology, if it ain't broke.
right, especially when, and I don't want to say please do not make the assumption that I'm saying that Gotham Knights is better than the Arkham games. It's not at all. It's not even close. But the use
But it
of
was
like
fun to ride around on
the use of the
those
bat cycle,
vehicles.
because I played as Nightwing, that's what I want out of a mechanic for like the Batmobile. Use it to get to where you're going. Maybe use it in a mission or two. Don't make it such a big crux of the game. And also the mechanics for the Bat Cycle was better than the Arkham Knight Batmobile.
And I 100% agree with you on the bat cycle thing with Nightwing. So the issue that I had with Gotham Knights is I'm a huge Nightwing fan. I love Tim Drake, but I wasn't huge on how Tim Drake was in that game. So I just played as Nightwing almost the entire game.
Yeah, everything that I played of it,
And
I
I feel
played
like
as
you did
Nightwing.
too.
Yeah, definitely, because Nightwing's one of my favorite DC characters just in general.
Agreed. Agreed.
And
I like Robin, but I think Dick Grayson is probably my favorite because no matter what character Dick Grayson is, whether he's Nightwing, straight up Grayson or
mhm,
Batman or whatever character he plays. I love the character in general.
same.
Except for Rick. Rick Grayson
Yeah,
wasn't my cup of tea,
I skipped out on that storyline completely just
as
because
you
I knew
should have.
for my own mental health, I skipped out on it completely.
Oh, he was a he was a dick. No pun intended. So anyway, I
I
digress.
think the
Um,
problem is that he wasn't a dick.
I know
He was officially a Rick, which is
he was
annoying.
officially Rick. So you and I had talked about this off camera last night. This is not which originally this was said to be Kevin Conroy's last hurrah as Batman, or in that universe at least. It is not. It is not. They have come out recently and they have said that Kevin Conroy is in two more DC projects. He is in two more Batman cartoons. Essentially, there's Crisis on Infinite Earth Volume 3, I think it's the new one.
I don't know which volume it
And
is, but yeah.
I want to say 3. I've been wrong before, but there's that, and then in the new Batman animated series, you remember what that's called?
Is that the Cape Crusader one that they're doing
Caped
with?
Crusader. Yeah. He is not Batman, but he's an unnamed character, which I think is really cool. To kind of put him in that and pass the torch, so to say. By the way, R.I.P. Kevin Conroy.
For real. Best
Uh,
Batman.
just like 100% agree. Just like they did with Adam West in the old Batman the animated series, bringing him in as the Gray Ghost.
Hmm.
I thought it was a really fun, really cool episode. So I feel like maybe they're going to do something like that, and that's awesome. I'm excited to play this game for obvious reasons because I like Rocksteady. I like what they've done with the Arkham series. I'll die on this hill. WB Montreal did a fantastic job with the Arkham Origins. Great game. Much different than the other series, other than the combat style, but the guy that played Batman's voice was great. Everything about that game was great. It was just living in the shadows of a dark night. Sorry. Anyway, um,
That's the same
I'm
thing that's
looking
happening with this game, by the way.
I'm looking forward to this game. I'm hoping that by the time I get to it, the glitches have been taken care of. I don't know if you've heard, but as of right now, at launch, it is officially official that this is an online only type of game.
Yeah, I did see that.
Doesn't mean that you have to play with other people. It just means you have to have an internet connection, a stable one, Derek, sorry, to be able to play this game. They are going to patch that and fix that soon. I also read recently that they are adding more playable characters to this, like a Joker, but it's obviously a different Joker from a different like multiverse because this is from the Arkham series, and that Joker, as we know, is deceased.
Right.
Now, what I like about this news is to me it opens up a door for a potential um return of a few other characters I won't name because I don't want to give any spoilers away. Um that would be cool. Something I was going to say, but I know I can't because it's a spoiler for a different game, and you haven't got that far yet, so I'm glad I didn't blurt that out. Like I said, user reviews have been dicey. Have you also heard about the gameplay issues that they're currently having with the deluxe edition?
Yes, yeah, and
Connectivity issues?
and before you get into that with the user reviews, one thing I will say, because like I told you yesterday when we were talking, the gameplay that I've seen and the people that have been playing it online, the overall consensus is, hey, I really wish this wasn't an online game. I wish this was just a straight linear story like the other Arkham games. But overall, it's not bad. It's relatively fun. So yeah, I agree with you. Most of the reviewers, the actual like official critic reviews, website reviews, are really hammering this game pretty hard. Most of the people I've seen playing it are not loving it. Excuse me, not loving it by
Not
any
loving it,
means,
but they're having
but
they're
not
having
hating it,
fun
having
with
a
it.
good time.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
I
yeah,
don't
I
know
have
how
heard about
long the
the
game is. The connectivity and kicking people back to the main menu. Hopefully, there's a patch that comes out soon. A lot of games have these issues opening night, which is fine. I get it. I'm still going to try it. I'm not going to talk too much more about it because I don't want to give anything away. But with everything going on with this episode and our connectivity issues, we were doing that in the spirit of Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice
right.
League.
That's
Just
right.
so you guys knew what
It was
you
all on
were going to
purpose.
get yourselves into. Yep, yep, yep. This
100%.
was planned from the beginning.
100%.
One of Derek's kids is actually just unplugging and replugging the Ethernet cable back in at his house. Um,
You know what? You're probably not wrong. I do have a 3-year-old that likes to go and play over by where the router is. He probably is just over there.
there you go. What's this do? What's this do?
What is that? Ooh, what happens here? Why do I hear dad scream every time that I unplug this?
Yeah. With that being said, I was supposed to call back Marcus earlier,
Oh, sorry.
and I didn't because we started talking about Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. Marcus listens to the show, so Marcus, if you're listening, hopefully you're listening to this episode. Uh,
There's your shout out.
buy a single player game and play the fucking game. He likes those multiplayer sports games. So
Yeah, I personally like single player games. And you know what? While I'm
I
not
do too.
excited about
Grew
this
up on it.
game, while I'm not excited about this game, I want it to succeed. I want it to do well. Um, I will never ever cheer for the downfall of a studio. I'll never cheer for the downfall
No,
of a
God no.
game. I always want them to do well. I don't get excited when a game that I don't care about is coming out with lackluster fanfare and problems
Hmm.
with connectivity. I think that that's a really douchey thing to do. So if you're doing that and you're listening to this, knock it off.
Pray
You're
for the
not helping
downfall.
anybody. Why you're doing nothing but hoping that people who put in years of hard work into a game get nothing in return out of that.
And if somebody user enjoys a game, don't shame them for it. I mean, you
Yeah.
can if it's funny, but don't really shame them for it. There have been games that have come out that I thought aren't that great, but I have fun with them.
Hmm.
Derek and I had this conversation the other day, and then we'll wrap this up. Derek, which one did we talk about? Was it Green Lantern?
The
Is that the one you enjoyed?
Green Lantern Rise of the Manhunters, the movie tie-in game
Mm.
was excellent. Like I say this term a lot, but I will die on the hill that that should have been the storyline for the movie because I didn't hate the Green Lantern movie.
Yeah,
Anybody that
that
knows
game
me,
was good.
but that game was a lot of fun. Made no
Yeah.
money, they made
I
no
say
money off of that
good.
game.
I say good. That game was enjoyable
Yeah.
because it was fun. The gameplay was very simple and there wasn't a lot to it, but the constructs that you could
Hmm.
do were really cool. They were
Yeah.
really fun. I said this about the Captain America game. It got slammed when it came out to promote the movie. Game was fun. It wasn't
Yeah.
anything great by any means.
The Iron Man
Uh,
tie-in games aren't great, but
Iron
they were
Man,
a good time.
I heard is fun at least. So with that being said, this has been our long, short review on the upcoming release of Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. Please like and subscribe, ring the notification bell, and for the love of God, if you're out there and you're wondering what happened to the Silver Screen Scoundrels channel, just know that it was always under the Paperweight umbrella.
Oh,
For those of you that may be
Colonel
confused.
Bob's gonna he's gonna lose it. That
I'm
doesn't
gonna be
matter.
stabbed immediately when he hears this. Okay,
He doesn't
so with
listen.
that being said,
He doesn't watch this show.
this will be the one episode. So with that being said, please check out our upcoming review. I say our, it'll probably just me doing a solo thing. If I can talk somebody else into playing it with me and reviewing it, I might. But one way or another, there will be guaranteed. Hear it now. Hear ye. I will be doing a Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League review on this channel.
Yes,
I have spoken.
absolutely. He will
Caleb
be.
Robinson has spoken.
Also, I talked about it
Bring
last
us
week.
home, Derek.
We're going to make sure we're going to be doing some new things. We're going to be doing some more comic related episodes coming up pretty soon. One thing I want to start doing is like a comic book recommendation. If you're not reading Avengers Twilight right now, read it. It's only on its second issue of I think 4 or 5. It's a limited series. It is Marvel's Kingdom Come. It is amazing. It's old man Captain America getting back into the game in an America that looks very, very different. Second issue came out on Wednesday of this week, and it's amazing. Go and check it out.
And I would like to shout out my series of the week, month, year so far that I'm enjoying. Radiant Black. Kyle Higgins. If you're a fan of Kyle Higgins, and if you're a fan
We
of any
both
of his
are.
Nightwing run, like Derek and I are, please go check out Radiant Black. Derek slacking, hasn't had a chance to check it out yet. I'm not caught up, but I'm getting into it enough to where I'm trying to get Derek into it, and people are loving the that whole universe. So please, for the love of God, no, I'm just kidding. Go read Radiant Black. That's my pick.
Nice. Yeah, and I will be picking up Radiant Black very soon, and that'll be something we cover on the show.
Yep.
If you want to see my full review for Avengers Twilight or any of the Iron Man books, Avengers books, I review those over at Nerd Initiative. There will be a link down below this video or this audio. Also, if you're listening to the audio only, thank you very much. Don't forget to rate and review us. It helps very much. So, with all that being said, thank you for sitting through the connectivity issues. Thank you for sitting through this shorter episode than normal. Look forward to Ian's review coming up very soon. For Ian, I have been Derek. This has been the Paperweight Entertainment Podcast, and we will see you next time.